So Upper Body Monday. Okay, right. Let's make a start. So find ourselves a space. Let's just start by jogging on the spot. Just enough to raise our heart rate, nothing major. Oh, that's it. Just get the body in a position where it's getting rid of any of that kind of sleep energy it's had. Gets into something that's more activated. Okay, from there, in some star jumps, some jumping jacks. Get those big joints moving, get that synovial fluid flowing. That great lubrication for your joints. Again, if you're looking at this on the recording, you don't have to do star jumps. You can just step to one side and move your arms. Anything that just gets you moving. If you find moving your arms above your head doesn't work for you, then maybe just out in front of you. Okay, I'm back into just jogging on the spot. And that's it. And we'll kick those out. Right, so today we're going to focus on upper body. We're going to focus specifically on our chest, on our triceps, so the muscles down the back of our arms, and on our medial delts, so the muscles that's on the top of our shoulders. I'm going to start off on the floor. For yourself, Corey, I'll adjust these for bands. So the first thing we're going to do is a chest press. So with the band, you can pass the band behind you. So you're laying on it. For everybody else who's using weights, the same happens at this point. So you get your band behind you. We're just going to drive our arms up into the air, squeezing our chest. So arms end up because we've squeezed our chest rather than the other way around. And then slowly bring it back down. What you might find with the bands is you may need to just shorten the length a bit. Maybe put I think it's a way of being able to expand it behind your back, but I could play with it. So all the way up, squeezing our chest, and then slowly bring them back down. From there, we're going to go into some flies. So our palms face each other, and we're going to bring our arms down to the sides, all the way down, and then to bring them back up, again, we squeeze the chest. So down to each side. Feel that kind of chest open up and expand, and then squeeze to bring them back up again. Once we've done that, we're going to transition into some skull crushers. So we're going to move our elbows to point to the ceiling. Again, same with the band just behind your head. You may want to move this a bit further down your body, Corey, when you do this one. So maybe it's just behind your bottom. And we're going to drive the weight up into the air by squeezing our triceps. Nice and fast on the way up, slow and fighting against gravity all the way down. So all the way up and all the way down. Okay, from there, we're going to stand up. We're going to do some tricep extensions. So again, with the band, pop it under one leg or potentially both, behind your back. And with the weights, then just go as far down back as you can. Keeping your elbows as close to your head as you can. Then you're going to drive them up to the ceiling, squeeze your triceps, and slowly bring them back down the back of your body. So all the way up, whoops, and all the way back down. If you look at that from the side, again, you should see them coming as far down my back as I can. So drive it up, and bring them back down. Okay. So from there, we're going to transition from triceps into our medial delts by doing some lateral raises. So we're going to bring both arms up to the side, just to shoulder height, and then back down. To make sure we're not using our biceps, we're just going to tip our hands forward slightly. I'll exaggerate this. So you want to have your thumbs lower than your little finger. It's not a massive amount though, so for example, that's how I do it normally. So your thumb is literally just lower than your finger. When we've completed those, we're going to get into our bent over position and we're going to do some rear delts. So this is a small shoulder muscle just at the back. So bring both arms up to just the point where our shoulder blades feel like they're going to start to move, and then bring them back down. So it's not a huge movement, but we are going to continue to fight against gravity with that one as well. So all the way up, just before the shoulder blades move, and then back down. And for that one, you probably want to have your foot on the band as you kind of bring it up to the side. Okay, any questions?
That's good.
Hey guys.
Morning, morning Jason, morning Mark.
This one's got a lot of switching back and forth for me, so especially with bands too. So give it an extra couple seconds between each set, please.
Yep, no worries at all. Right, in which case let's make a start. We're going to head to the ground and do some chest presses. Oh. So on your back, if you've got something that you can just put at the top of your back, that's fantastic. Just raises it a little bit off the ground. It means you get a little bit more range of motion. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You can lie directly on the ground. So position our hands just over our chest, elbows tucked in. I'm going to drive these up to the ceiling, starting in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now moving into chest flies. So palms facing one another, arms out straight. And again, we're going to bring these down slowly to the side, fighting against gravity all the way down, and then squeeze your chest to bring them back together again in front of you. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we're going to transition into doing our skull crushers. So our lying tricep extensions. So elbows pointing to the ceiling. Our weights just behind our head. Remembering as we do these, we're going to squeeze our triceps to drive the weights into the air. And we'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. From there, we're going to stand up. I'm going to tricep overhead extensions. We'll bring weights over our head, elbows tucked into the side of our head. Our weights going as far down body as back as we can. Remember, we're in that lovely stretch on our triceps with this one. I'm going to start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Bring the weights down to our sides. We're going to transition across now from working our triceps into working our medial delts. Those are the muscles that just go along the top of our shoulders and allows us to raise our arms to the side. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, nicely controlled, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to go into our rear delts. So into that bent over position. So pushing our backside backwards, keeping our back nice and straight, nice and protected. Just moving our arms to raise the weights, but not as far as when your shoulder blades move. Stop just before then. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, pop the weights down, have a break, have a drink, remember to put the timer on. Got it. Right. Just on your rear delt, what we're just going to do, I'm going to play, we're going to get everyone to play with them. So get your fingers, when you wrap your fingers just round the back of your shoulder. Yeah? So you can feel where your shoulder blade is. If you go a little bit further along, you can start to feel where your shoulder blade turns into your trapezius. Do you find that? Yes or no? So if you run your fingers, you've got like a flat section. Yeah? And then you feel like a ridge. And that ridge feels like it's like a triangle. It's like it goes down at an angle towards your back. Do you feel that? Yeah. So that's the difference between your trapezius and your shoulder muscles. If you just move your hand to the side and just pull your arm backwards, what you should feel is just where your fingertips are, right at the back. You should feel that little muscle. Yeah? It kind of squeezes. It's not a big movement. Yeah? And if you go that a little bit further, so you can feel your shoulder blade move, you should feel that trapezius start to engage just under your index finger. Yeah? So what we're looking for is just that small movement just before our shoulder blade starts to move, before our trapezius kicks in. You got it? Excellent. Cool. In which case, time for set number 2. So back to the ground. We're going to go back into our chest press. So laying on our backs. You can have your feet either all the way out, or you can have your feet close to you. It's quite, whatever way makes it easier for you, makes it more comfortable. Well, the key thing here is driving those weights into the air by squeezing your chest. So really focus on the muscles in your chest, those 2 great big fan-shaped pectorals. And we'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1. Slowly back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And from there into our flies, our chest flies. So palms facing one another now. When bringing the arms down to the side, feel a real expansion in your chest. So feel the stretching that goes on in those pectoral muscles. Once you've got them out as far as you can each side, then squeeze those pectoral muscles to bring your arms back together. Always remember, you have to feel those muscles, but you don't want pain. So if at any point you get pain, stop. Especially with things like shoulders, it's not a nice thing. I'm going to start with 10 flies in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Changing our focus now. So from those pectoral muscles to our triceps as we go into skull crushers. So we need to really feel the squeeze on your triceps. So feel it squeeze as you're kind of raising your arms into the air. And on the way back down, feel them expand. But fight against gravity, make it so it has to work for it. You're not just swinging them back down. It's that slow descent, controlling and squeezing the muscles throughout. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. From there, going to stand up. As we go into tricep overhead extensions. So feet shoulder width apart. Again, keeping that focus nicely on your triceps. Pull your arms into the side. Make sure you're allowing your arms to stretch as far down your back as you get. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we're going to change our focus to our shoulders, starting with our medial delts. So this is where we're going to feel them squeeze to raise our arms to each side. Our medial delts love that metabolic stress work, so they love that feeling of getting lots of lactic acid build up. So you should feel them start getting a bit achy as we go further and further into the sets. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then readjusting to go into our rear delts. So again, focusing on that rear delt muscle. It's a very small muscle, not a huge movement, but makes a difference in how your shoulders perform and how your shoulders look. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Have a break, grab a drink. Okay, we're going to go over by look of things by a couple of minutes. Is everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Good. Everyone have a good weekend?
Pretty much. Had sunshine,
Hey, that's good to hear.
which turned all the snow into a sheet of ice.
Not quite as good then. Made it a bit more interesting driving then.
Oh, it's terrible here around. Just taking the car out onto the main road.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I think there's meant to be another cold snap, isn't there, for the next week or so?
It's going to be +8 on Saturday.
Oh, right. Wow. So not.
Everything's going to melt. It's going to disappear.
Cool. Well, one
Who
thing
knows?
that's not...
Spring might be around the corner.
You never know. What definitely isn't going to melt away is set number 3. So, 12 reps, guys.
6.5. 6.5.
6.5. Oh, back into chest press. Okay. Let's think about timing on this one. So not only the form and how it feels in your muscle, but let's look at timing. So it should be nice and quick on the way up. So you start driving that like weight away, but then slow on the way back down, fighting against gravity. And we start these in 12 of them in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Palms facing one another as we change into doing our chest flies. So same again, nice and slow on the way down, fast on the way up. Really feel yourself squeeze those muscles as much as you can to bring the weights back together in front of you. And we'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Change our focus as we go into our tricep overhead extensions. So pointing our elbows to the ceiling. We want to try and keep the upper part of our arm quite still, just in that sort of vertical position. So all of the motion happens in our forearms. The speed's the same though, same as with the chest. So fast as we're sort of driving up into the air, slow as we bring them down behind our head. And we'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm going to stand up now. I'm going to tricep overhead extensions. So feet shoulder width apart. Same tempo. So fast as we're going up, slow as we're coming down. Same again as we do with skull crushers. So try and keep that upper part of your arm still. All of the movement should come in your forearms as you're driving them up into the air. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now we're going to change focus back into our medial delts, back into our shoulders. Speed-wise, exactly the same. So nice and quick on the way up, slow on the way down. Deliberate fight against that gravity. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And from there into our rear delts. So into our bent over position, pushing our backside backwards, get a nice stability in your feet. So your feet grounded straight through the ground. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Pop the weights down, have a break, grab a drink. Nice. Oh, remember to put the timer on. Was it ultimate frisbee up the weekend or?
Definitely had a good game.
Yeah.
Start of the morning was 0 degrees, but then at the end of the morning it was 6. So we had a nice,
Wow.
Yeah, nice range in temperatures. It was really nice at the end, and ran hard for a good hour and a half. Kept up with the youngins, people half my age.
Good.
A lot of club players, a lot of good. Just makes me run.
And did you bring was it soft ground again? So did you take your soft ground shoes rather than your trainers?
Yeah. I didn't spill it out this time.
Good.
But it was still pretty slippy.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was every time I come back from a good hour and a half run with the guys like that, not hobbling all over the place. It's a win.
Good. Like to hear it. Flying the flag for us.
Also a win.
Go for it.
Set number 4.
Excellent. 15 reps. Let's start on the floor. We're set number 4. We'll bring it all together now, guys. So form, feeling, and tempo. So get the form right, really connect with those muscles, and get the speed correct as well. Slow on the way down, you fight against gravity. Fast on the way up. And we'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3. Big squeeze when you get to the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Okay. Move now into chest flies. So arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. Remember, 3 pieces of motion at any point in time. Eccentric, as you're coming down, stretching your chest open. Concentric, as you're bringing your arms together, as your chest squeezes. And then isometric hold when you get to the top, give you that bigger squeeze when it just finishes before you start again. Start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Changing focus now, moving to our triceps. So remember, elbows point to the ceiling. Nice. Fast on the way up, slow on the way back down, fighting against gravity. Really concentrate on just our forearms moving. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Right. Stand up now. We'll go to tricep overhead extensions. Same again. Form, feeling, tempo. So, arms to the side of the head. Really squeeze your triceps to drive into the air. Fast on the way up, slow on the way back down. Concentrate on trying to just keep the forearms moving. That's the only part that should be moving. We'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Bring the waist down to our side. Change our focus. We're now moving on to our medial delts, our shoulders. Fast on the way up still, slow on the way down still fighting against that gravity. Thumbs slower than your little finger, drinking with the queen. I'll start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Last exercise of this session into our rear delts. So back into bent over position, keep your back nice and straight and protected. And remember, just raising them just before our shoulder blades start to move and slowly fight against gravity on the way back down. Start these in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, pop the weights down. Grab yourself a drink. And that's another upper body session finished for this week. Have an absolute, you're welcome. Have a super day ahead as always. Remember, low body tomorrow. Wednesday's call is going to be a bit later because I've got the presentation with the electricians in the morning at 5:30. So we'll start that one at 7. I'll drop a note into the group as well. And then Thursday back for upper body and Friday normal time for lower body. So have an absolute weekend. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.